Hello aspirants, welcome to the Hi-Fi of the Day, Daily Current Affairs by Alchemy IAS Institute. I am Suhas. We are going to discuss the 5 most important news topic of the day which will be relevant for your UPSC preparation. July 22nd was the National Flag Day. National Flag of India has been adopted officially by on July 22nd, 1947. So some facts about national flag. The flag was designed by Pingali Venkaiah, and the tricolor, that saffron on the top, it symbolizes the courage and sacrifice, and white, it peace and truth, and the green color symbolize faith and chivalry. Then Ashok Chakra as in navy blue color, which have a 24 spokes wheel in the center of the white band. It derived from the land capital of Ashoka at Sarnath and represent the law of dharma, movement and progress. And here you can see the evolution of our national flag, which these are not officially accepted national flags, but from 1906 onwards, that national flag has changed like this. And this flag is during the Home Rule movement. And finally, in 1947, we reached the present design of national flag. And usually we used to hear like we have to respect the national flag, but there is no sedition provisions are there in the law as of now. So what is the condition, what are the law legal provisions to respect the national flag? There is a flag code of India is there, which got amended in 2002. It says that the national flag must be treated with dignity and respect, and it should occupy the position of honor when displayed. Whenever displayed, it should occupy a position of honor, and the damaged or disheveled flag should be disposed privately. That means like it should not be, it should be disposed like a disposed by burying or else like burning, but these acts should be done in privately, not public. That means like public burying, public burning of national flag is an offense, and these things should be done with a dignity. And the flag should not be flown with other flags with the same mass, that like that no other when we are hosting the national flag on the same flag post, no other flag should be there, like no other flag is equal to our national flag. And only high constitutional dignitaries like our president, vice president, prime minister, governors, these dignitaries only have the right to fly national flag on their vehicle, that not common people can do. And no other flag should be placed above or besides the national flag, above or besides the national flag. And all citizen, private organization and education institutions are allowed to hoist the flag at any day, maintaining its honor and dignity. So any immovable area, that flag can be hoisted, not only constitutional officers. But there's a recent amendment are there in 2021. It allowed use of polyester or machine made flag, like the flag material we can use now. And in 2022, it permitted the display of flag both on day and night, provided in its open and visible. Earlier there was a provision that if you are hoisting the national flag, we have to take down the national flag before the sunset. Okay, we can hoist only during the sun day time. Now we can hoist in both day and night. Recent amendments. So there is a Prevention of Insult to National Honor Act 1971 is that it punishment up to 3 years of both imprisonment or fine or both. And the offences include act like burning, defacing, destroying or verbally insulting the national flag or the constitution in public where it is visible to the public. So this act is a legal backing of this. The MiG-21 fighter jet, one of our most common fighter jet in our IAF squadron. So MiG-21 is a Russian origin, single engine, single seater, multi-role fighter aircraft. It inducted into Indian Air Force in 1963, first supersonic jet in Indian service, and it often dubbed as the backbone of Indian Air Force, but also the flying coffin. Why it is mentioned as a flying coffin? That a lot of accident happened in this MiG-21 due to technical failures, due to this age, due to frequent crashes. It is called as flying coffin. So what are the historical background? What was the need of introduction of this MiG-21? Need of induction was post 1962 Indo-China war, the needed like Pakistan received F-104 Starfighter from the USA. USA were giving fighter jet to Pakistan, and India required a supersonic fighter. Then we chose Russian origin MiG-21 over American option. And first arrival was in 1963 in Chandigarh, Chandigarh, and is assembled by the Soviet engineers. Over 700 MiG-21 of various variants like Type 77, Type 96, BIS, and Bison. Bison is the latest model of MiG-21 procured in India by India. So what were the operational achievements? In 1965, that war, in war 1965 war, it participated effectively in aerial dogfight. Dogfight is a term used for a fighter jet fighting, like two fighter jet will be fighting on the air, dogfight. Okay, and in 1971 war also it played a role in India's victory in the Bangladesh Liberation War 1971. And in 1999, Kargil conflict provided a ground attack support by MiG-21. And the Balakot aftermath, like Wing Commander Abhinandan, it was like recently the news, Abhinandan Vartaman shot on a Pakistani F-16 using this MiG-21 Bison. And the accident records, over 500 crashes happened in 60 years, resulting in 171 pilot death because of MiG-21. A notable incident was in May 2023 crash in Rajasthan and killed 3 civilians. And in 2021, 5 crashes happened, 3 pilot death. And the cause was a technical fault, sometimes bird hits, human errors, or a spatial disorientation. And the controversy was a 2001 crash, the death of Flight Lieutenant Abhijit Gadgil. This name was popular because his mother Kavita Gadgil expressed the technical flaws, and later this incident was inspired and a subplot in the famous movie Rang De Basanti. There's a retirement plan for IAF for this MiG-21 as 3 MiG-21 Bison squadron, like 16 to 18 jet each got retired, and the final phase out will be in September 19, 2025 at Chandigarh Air Base. And number 51 squadron in Srinagar was decommissioned in 2022. So why these flights were still flying, even though this much accident and crashes happened, that Indian Air Force sanctioned the strength of 42 squadrons, but the actual strength is approximately 30 squadrons only. Okay, so that early retirement would reduce combat capability until that our upcoming Tejas Mark 1A becomes operational in sufficient numbers. That's why it is still flying. India's condition of existing climate goal. As a signatory to 2015 Paris Agreement, India submitted its national determined contribution. It's already submitted. And the 3 main climate target for 2013 will be 50% of installed electricity capacity from non-fossil fuel sources, reduce emission intensity of this greenhouse emission per GDP by at least 45% of the 2005 level, and create an additional carbon sink of 2.5 to 3 billion tons of CO2 equivalent through forest and tree cover. Those are the targets. And as of now, installed electricity capacity from non-fossil fuel, it achieved over 50% of non-fossil fuel capacity by June 2025, 5 years ahead of the target. 5 years ahead, we achieved the target. The total installed capacity is 484.82 gigawatt, and non-fossil fuel it is 242.78 gigawatt. And growth mainly derived by solar energy. Like in 2024, India added 30 gigawatt renewable with 34 gigawatt from solar. And India also aimed to reduce 500 gigawatt of non-fossil capacity by 2030. So not an official NDC, but stated policy goal. So in carbon sink, the target like additional 2.5 to 3 billion tons CO2 equivalent carbon. As of now, the progress is by 2021, India had created 2.29 billion tons of additional sink. And if you look at the trend, 150 million tons of CO2 added yearly. And if this continues, the target would have already achieved by 2023, but the data is not actually available. And the next ISF are expected in late 2025 to be confirm this data. In emission intensity reduction, the target in 2005, the target was 45% reduction by 2030. And in 2020, by 2020, already achieved the 36% reduction. And post 2020, data is actually limited. But if you look at the trend, the target was well achieved. And electricity, form of 22% of India's total energy consumption, rest come from direct solar fuel use. And the non-fossil fuel electricity generation share is 28%, and hence clean energy from the non-fossil fuel sources is 6% total energy consumption. So role of the nuclear fuel for achieving the target of Paris Agreement. That key to meeting is 500 gigawatt target. India is building 10 new reactors aiming to double the nuclear capacity to 17 gigawatt by 2030. And a Bharat small modular reactor unlike to be ready by 2030. And the global context, India achieved its original 2015 target by 2022 itself, and it's on track on overachieving its revised national determined target. And the in contrast, many developers national lag behind both like emission reduction and climate finance committee like that. But India insists can do more with the international finance and technology as per Paris Agreement obligations. Weapon of math destruction. It's not mass destruction, it's math destruction. What was the case? In the International Maths Olympiad of 2025, AI artificial intelligence models from OpenAI and Google DeepMind achieved a score equivalent to gold medals, the first in AI development. That means that AI now is able to do the maths problems like the gold medal achievers. These models solved 5 out of 6 problems under the Maths Olympiad conditions, and the score was 35 out of 42. So what are the key achievements? India performance. India got 3 gold, 2 silver and 1 bronze. Then Talwar outscores the both AI models. That was one achievement. He's a gold medalist. So AI achievement is Google DeepMind's Gemini DeepThink, officially certified by the IMO judges, uses parallel reasoning. An OpenAI model like the ChatGPT OpenAI model, our ChatGPT is that not officially certified, graded by the ex-IMO medalist, solve the problems end-to-end natural language. So the question is, can AI, artificial intelligence, replace mathematicians? The students argued that AI lacks emotional experience, creativity, and adaptability. That's true. In the Maths Olympiads, test is not just logic, but mental resilience and imaginations. That possible roles are assistive roles, tools like we can use AI as assistive tools like chess engines and proof checker or problem setter, generator or idea suggesters. Snake rescuers in India. The news is recent that spate of snake bite death among the self-styled snake rescuers. They may not be trained, but they are self-styled snake rescuers like the Malhar and MB. Okay, that rise in the irresponsible snake handling of social media fame, leading to the facilitate and violation of the wildlife laws. They are like doing this snake rescuing or snake catching for a social media fame and all. Okay, so what are the social media fame? Like snake rescue and turn into dangerous stunts for virality in the social media. The influencers like he was like Murli Wale Hausla, the 16 plus million YouTube subscribers are there, followers are there, promote showmanship and rescue often staged or dramatized, risking the human and animal life. What are the illegal and ethical violations? The Wildlife Protection Act of 1972 says that handling the wild animal, snake, or without authorization is illegal hunting. Okay, hunting. Then staging rescue is equal to unlawful wildlife manipulation. And ethical breaches are the rising animal welfare and public safety for fame. So why this rescuer often get bitten? Because of lack of training and equipment, use of hands instead of hooks and snake sacks, performing dangerous stunts, example wearing a snake around the neck, these kind of things, and the snake became agitated. Many inject larger quantities of venom to the snake rescuers. So what will be the best practice in snake catching? Use snake hook, then pipe neck sack for safe contactless rescuing of the snake. No teasing, no touching, that rely on snakes' natural tendency to move into the dark spaces, and the no videography or photography for performance of this posting, like publicizing under the, sorry, it is punishable under the Wildlife Protection Act. What are the regulations across the states? Kerala is the only state with effective implementation through SARPA app, that real-time tech-enabled system. And other states are Maharashtra, Gujarat, Karnataka, Odisha. They have this act, and enforcement remains weak outside the Kerala due to staff shortage and dependency of volunteers for this snake catching. Finally, current affairs drill question of the day: which of the following material can be practiced and permitted under the Flag Code of India as amended in recent years? The national flag can be made of hand-spun khadi, cotton or silk only. Use of machine-made and polyester flag is now permitted. The national flag may be hoisted at night as well as provided it in the open and clearly visible. And the national flag can flown on private vehicles by any citizen of India. Select the correct answer using the code below. Options are given here. Choose your correct answer.